Thank you very much, Eddie. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, my distinguished colleagues and the distinguished guest here, our keynote address guest, Ambassador Williams, Reverend Bart, who is here to talk about faith-based tourism, my sister, Ambassador Onika, and my sister ambassador from Tanzania, Mula, and my brother ambassador from Niger, and all distinguished ambassadors and members of the diplomatic corps, my friends and sisters. I've been meeting you all the time, each year at this particular time. Fortunately, this time they've done this meeting a little bit earlier, but we normally get used to meet each other during March. I would like to take this opportunity to express my profound appreciation for another opportunity to address this August gathering on tourism and promotion of tourism in Africa. Let me thank the Africa Travel Association and its management, and particularly Mr. Edward Bergman, the Executive Director, for organizing this seminar on tourism, and for the good work he is doing to promote Destination Africa. I would like at this juncture to take this opportunity just to say that ATA is growing, and it has been growing for the last 7 years. I've been seeing ATA expanding its activities and touching almost many areas, also touching a lot of Americans here, and if you try to weigh their keenness to come to Africa, I would believe that it has increased gradually. Also, in terms of our director, Mr. Bergman, when we met the first time, he was a young man and he was not married, and he got married, and now he has a child. Congratulations. So that shows not only ATA, but even our executive director is also, in terms of personally, he is also doing good things. The African Union Commission is working closely with ATA to develop the tourism industry in Africa. And we have signed an MOU between the two institutions like 5 years ago. The African Union has a firm belief and conviction that tourism will contribute more to economic development for Africa. When I talk about tourism in Africa, I always praise the huge diversity and potential that we have in Africa. The African countries have a rich supply of natural resources, the wealth of wildlife and cultural heritage you cannot find anywhere in the world except in Africa. For example, I would like to mention some, but we have, every country has potential, has something to show to our guests who are intending to visit our countries. But for example, from north to south and from west to east, I want to quote Masai Mara National Reserve, Kenya, and Serengeti in Tanzania, Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe, Zambia, one of the greatest natural wonders of the world. You have pyramids of Giza in Egypt. You have Djenné and Timbuktu in Mali as one of the sub-Saharan Africa's oldest cities. This great mosque is considered by many architects to be the greatest achievement of the Sudano-Sahelian architectural style. Natural beauty of Cape Town in South Africa. And remember, recently Table Mountain was given as a most attractive natural landmark in Africa, and make it one of the most attractive cities in the world. The imperial city of Marrakesh, Morocco, the Omo River region of southwest Ethiopia is a fascinating destination, including its people, the Oromo, and other. Also is a good area for tourists to visit. About 300 mountain gorillas inhabit an extinct volcano region called the Virunga Range along the borders of Rwanda, Uganda, and the DRC in East Africa. Africa's highest peak, Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, stands at 19,340 feet. And then we have Seychelles, Mauritius, and Zanzibar as one of Africa's top destinations because of its fascinating history and its incredible beaches. We have Gambia, which is also a very good place to visit. Namibia, Walvis Bay, where you find beach, desert topography to visit. Uganda, the Pearl of Africa and the source of the Nile, and many, all the countries in Africa has something to show to our tourists. Indeed, Africa is one of the main destinations for the international tourism in the world. That means we have a work to do to keep on promoting Africa as the next destination for tourism. During her official visit to the Seychelles in June 2013, my chairperson, Her Excellency Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, the chairperson of the African Union Commission, when she was there, she visited Seychelles for some to work to promote Seychelles and to see what Seychelles' potential. She said this, and I would like to quote on tourism. She said, tourism is another sector with a great potential for job creation. The revenue generated by tourism is usually passed on to many segments of society, from the big hospitality industry to small sellers of souvenirs and cultural artifacts. Under the leadership of Dr. Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, the chairperson of the African Union Commission, the Commission will be taking the lead in bringing together interested ministers of tourism in Africa, tourism from Africa, with the aim of setting up a tourism body. According to the World Bank report, Tourism in Africa, this is a report that was done by World Bank, that came out in October 2013. And in that report, there's a comment on African tourism as follows. African countries can compete with other tourist-rich regions of the world if they can effectively plan for and integrate tourism into their economies. Tourism is one of the largest and fastest growing sectors of the world economy, and tourism in Africa is ripe for development. The report gives following examples. The number of tourists arriving in sub-Saharan Africa has grown over 300 times since 1990. That means we have done quite well, but we have to do more to promote this sector. With 2012 marking a high of 33.8 million tourists who visited the regions, income generated from tourism has also increased, and it increased upward. Receipts from hotels, tours, and other attractions in 2012 amounted to over $36 billion and directly contribute over 2.8% to the region's GDP. Of course, it can contribute more than 3%. The tourism sector is confronted with numerous challenges for its development. The most critical challenge is in the area of infrastructure and communication development. Africa's transport system is inadequate, and the poor transport infrastructure, institutional weaknesses, high fuel prices, and existence of many landlocked countries. This area is very essential for the efficient tourism sector to deliver satisfactory to the tourist. There is a need to have strategy to realize the global challenges that impact on the tourism industry. Therefore, African Union, with the support of the African Development Bank, has developed the Program for Infrastructure Development in Africa, PIDA, for the development of regional and continental infrastructure in the field of energy, transport, road transport, information and communication technologies, and transboundary water resources. The 51 PIDA programs and projects are expected to lead to an integrated continent, fueling international trade, job creation, and sustainable economic growth. For transportation, for example, the transport projects implemented by AU Commission include the establishment of joint border posts, simplification and standardization of customs and immigration procedures for transit traffic, and advocating for eradication of unnecessary non-tariff barriers in major transport corridors. This will help tremendously to improve our service delivery for the tourism sector in Africa. In concluding, I want to take a moment to congratulate ATA for their wonderful work and commitment to continuously posting Africa on the map and to make Destination Africa reality. The African Union Commission is committed to strengthen the working partnership with ATA in the promotion of tourism in Africa as one of the factor contributors to economic development for Africa. So as to contribute greatly in supporting member states to realize their national economic objective to increase tourism revenue earnings needed for their national economic development. I wish you success with the U.S. Africa Seminar on Tourism, and thank you for your attention.